I'm Julie from Truffles, and in today's video we're going to look at 10 top tips for training your truffle dog. If you're having any problems, any trouble at all with your dog and he or she is not finding truffles yet, here are some of the things that you can do to help your dog along. Today we're going to be looking at Lady. Now Lady is a young dog and she's fairly inexperienced, and these are generally the things we do when a dog hasn't started finding truffles yet. So hopefully this will help you with your dog. Okay, so let's get started. Tip number one. Tip number one is routine. This should be your routine. You should be doing this every day. Dog has to understand that this is what it does, that it's going to be a truffle dog. So you need to reinforce that by doing it every day if you can. So find a time when you're not that busy, when you've got time to spend with your dog, and you should try and go out like every single day. As the dog gets older you won't have to do that, but when you're starting out, the more often you take the dog out for truffles, the quicker the process will be and the better the process. The next thing is to keep the activity fun. Try not to be anxious. The dog will pick up on this. It should be a game. It's something that's fun for both of you. If the dog is getting stressed out, obviously that's not going to help things at all. So, keep it playful. Make sure you're both enjoying it. Make sure the dog's enjoying it. Tip 3, burying truffles. If you're not finding truffles yet, there could be several reasons for this. The first one might be that it's too early in the season, or perhaps it's just a bad year for truffles. Maybe they don't grow in the particular place where you're looking. Whatever the case, you should continue burying truffles or your truffle balls. So what I usually do is I'll put Lady in the car at the end of the day and then bury some truffles, and we'll leave them there overnight. This gives the scent a chance to rise, and then when Lady comes back the next day she will find them. This keeps her interested and also reminds her of the purpose of these trips, what we're actually coming out for, until we start finding the real thing. Make sure you don't forget where you've buried the truffles. Here I'm going to use this tree as a marker to help me remember. Before you start training, it's important that you take your dog for a run. Don't use truffling as an excuse for exercise. Otherwise the dog's going to have a lot of pent-up energy and won't be able to focus. You've got to keep distractions to a minimum. And if the dog hasn't been exercised for a while, then it won't be able to focus on truffle hunting. Reg! There are a lot of distractions out in the forest, and so your dog needs to be trained. The dog needs to have had some basic training at least. He needs to be able to come when you call him. There'll be different scents, and obviously it's very important that focus. Lady! Lady! So here you can see that she'll always come back, and that's important. You don't want the dog running off and you don't want to lose the dog. Tip 6 will increase the dog's performance overnight. Don't feed her before you go out hunting. Now it makes evolutionary sense that a degree of hunger will increase alertness and improve the hunting instinct, so you need to use this to your advantage. After eating, the dog will be sluggish and slow, and it will have little interest in its motivation, the snack. So snacks are obviously a very important part of a reward-based training system. So make sure there's something really delicious. I've got some nice chunky beef morsels for Lady. I know this is like one of her favourite snacks, and I use this exclusively for her truffle training. Something she works extra hard for. She never gets these any other time. Make sure that you always have water with you for the dog. If she seems inattentive and tired, she might just need something to drink. Like sniffing and digging will increase the dog's thirst, especially in the warmer months. So take a break, have a drink, and then resume. You're always going to have with you, when you're out truffling, either truffle or your truffle balls. These are the cotton wool balls, which are impregnated with the truffle oil, wrapped in a bit of aluminium foil. When you're out with your dog, you're going to keep her focused, make her sniff this, and then give the search command so she always knows what she's looking for. One other thing you may have to do is to get along an experienced dog to help your dog find truffles. Now with Lady here, we've brought along Reg to help. So Reg knows what to do, and he's going to show Lady, and it's amazing how quickly dogs learn from each other. This might not always be possible, so you should check if there are any like truffle trainers in your area if you're really stuck. It shouldn't be too expensive, especially if your dog's already finding truffles that you've buried. You've done most of the work. But if you have a friendly truffle hunter, maybe they'll help you along and lend you their dog or take you along with them. So those were the 10 tips. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.